Rising Star follows Mark Kingston, an 18-year-old attending Westwood Acting Academy, struggling to prove himself beyond his father's shadow. Mark's luxurious life contrasts with his best friend Jake's modest background. A new, tough coach, Ms. Monroe, challenges Mark's dedication. After a serious injury, Mark befriends Sarah, a hospital cleaner with acting aspirations. Inspired by Sarah and his father's advice, Mark overcomes his doubts, earns respect, and starts achieving success based on his own merit.
Rising star Mark Kingston had just turned 18 and was attending the prestigious Westwood Acting Academy in Los Angeles. As the son of Robert Kingston, a famous actor known for his award-winning performances, Mark's life was a blend of privilege and high expectations. Growing up, he had always been in the spotlight, attending red carpet events, mingling with celebrities, and living a life that many only dream of. Mark's life was filled with luxury. He drove a sleek, black luxury car that turned heads wherever he went. His wardrobe consisted of designer clothes from the world's top fashion houses. Vacations were spent in exotic locations, from the beaches of Bora Bora to the historic cities of Europe. However, this glamorous life came with its own set of challenges. Mark's peers admired his connections and the opportunities he had, but there was also envy and skepticism about his abilities. Mark lived a glamorous life. He attended high-profile events regularly, where he rubbed shoulders with the elite of Hollywood. These events were not just for fun, but also a part of his networking strategy, something his father had instilled in him from a young age. Despite the parties and the fame, Mark was serious about his craft. He spent hours practicing his lines, attending workshops, and honing his acting skills. His peers at Westwood Acting Academy were a mix of admiration and envy. Many admired his talent and the ease with which he navigated the complex world of Hollywood. However, some envied his easy access to the industry and doubted his capabilities, attributing his success to his father's influence. This perception often weighed heavily on Mark, making him question his own abilities and worth. Mark's days at the academy were filled with intense training sessions and rehearsals. He was determined to prove himself, not just to his peers, but to himself. The pressure to live up to his father's legacy was immense. Robert Kingston had won numerous awards and was a household name, and Mark feared that he would never escape his father's shadow. Mark's best friend was Jake, a fellow acting student who came from a modest background. Unlike Mark, Jake had no family connections in the industry. Their friendship was built on mutual respect and a shared passion for acting. They supported each other during auditions and rehearsals, with Jake often grounding Mark when the pressures of his privileged life became overwhelming. Jake was everything Mark wasn't: grounded, focused, and driven by pure passion rather than external expectations. Their contrasting backgrounds made their friendship unique and strong. While Mark had the resources, Jake had the grit and determination that Mark often envied. Mark's father, Robert Kingston, occasionally mentored Jake, creating a bond between the families. Robert's guidance and support were invaluable to Jake, who looked up to him not just as Mark's father, but as a role model. This relationship also reinforced the bond between Mark and Jake as they navigated the challenges of the acting world together. Despite their strong friendship, there were moments of tension. Mark often felt guilty about his privileged life, especially when he saw Jake struggling to make ends meet. There were times when Jake's determination made Mark question his own motivations, leading to moments of self-doubt and insecurity. Mark's routine was disrupted when a new acting coach, Ms. Monroe, joined the academy. Known for her rigorous training and high standards, Ms. Monroe had a reputation for pushing her students to their limits. Her arrival introduced a new level of intensity to the academy, one that Mark was not used to. Ms. Monroe's methods were tough, and she demanded excellence from her students, making Mark question his dedication to acting. Monroe's first class was a wake-up call for many students. Her no-nonsense approach and blunt feedback left the class in shock. Mark, who was used to praise and encouragement, found her criticism hard to swallow. She didn't care about his background or his father's fame. She wanted raw talent and hard work. Initially, Mark resented Ms. Monroe's demanding nature. He struggled to meet her high expectations and found himself constantly on edge. Accustomed to receiving praise and encouragement, the harsh criticism from Ms. Monroe was a stark contrast. Mark began to doubt his abilities, feeling that he was being unfairly targeted by the new coach. Mark's frustration grew as he failed to impress Ms. Monroe. His usual charm and confidence seemed to have no effect on her. For the first time, he felt truly challenged, and it was a feeling he did not enjoy. His attempts to seek comfort in his father's fame also began to feel hollow as he realized that his father's legacy couldn't help him in Ms. Monroe's class. Ms. Monroe quickly established herself as a strict, experienced coach with a reputation for producing top actors. Her tough love approach was meant to push her students to achieve their best, but Mark felt singled out. He believed Ms. Monroe was unfairly targeting him, perhaps to prove a point about his privileged background. Doubts about her teaching methods began to creep into his mind. Mark's initial response to the conflict was to avoid Ms. Monroe's classes whenever possible. He sought comfort in his father's fame, attending industry events, and hoping that his connections would shield him from the harsh realities of the acting world. However, this avoidance only led to more tension between him and Ms. Monroe, as well as doubts among his peers about his commitment to acting. One evening, after a particularly harsh critique, Mark decided to skip the following day's rehearsal. He attended a glamorous Hollywood party instead, hoping to drown his frustrations in the glitz and glamour. The party was everything he expected: bright lights, famous faces, and endless opportunities to network. But even amidst the glamour, Mark felt a gnawing sense of emptiness. The tension between Mark and Ms. Monroe escalated when Mark began skipping rehearsals. The breaking point came during a particularly intense rehearsal where Mark publicly confronted Ms. Monroe about her harsh criticism. The heated argument that ensued attracted the attention of the Academy's administration, leading to a formal review of the situation. During the confrontation, Mark accused Ms. Monroe of being biased and overly critical. Ms. Monroe, unfazed, responded with a calm but cutting remark about Mark's lack of discipline and reliance on his father's name. The room fell silent as the tension peaked. Mark stormed out, leaving his classmates stunned and the administration concerned. Mark's father, Robert, advised him to face challenges head-on and prove his worth through hard work rather than relying on his family name. Robert's words struck a chord with Mark, making him realize that he needed to earn respect through dedication and perseverance. This marked a turning point in Mark's approach to his acting career. Feeling the weight of his father's advice, Mark decided to change his approach. He knew that to gain Ms. Monroe's respect, he had to prove his dedication. He started by attending every class and rehearsal, no matter how tough it was. He also began seeking feedback from his peers and working on his weaknesses outside of class. During one of the rehearsals, an unexpected incident occurred that changed everything. While performing a physically demanding scene, Mark misjudged a leap and fell, injuring his ankle. The pain was immediate and intense, and he had to be rushed to the hospital. The injury was more severe than initially thought, requiring surgery and a lengthy recovery period. The incident left Mark devastated. The injury meant he would be out of commission for weeks, missing crucial rehearsals and potentially the final performance. It was a blow to his morale and a test of his resilience. However, it also brought an unexpected outcome. The morning after his surgery, Mark met Sarah, a 19-year-old cleaner at the hospital. Sarah had always aspired to be an actress, but was unable to pursue her dreams due to a family tragedy that forced her to take a job to pay for her mother's hospital bills. Despite her circumstances, Sarah had a vibrant spirit and a love for acting that was immediately apparent. Sarah entered Mark's room to clean, and they struck up a conversation. Mark, feeling lonely and frustrated, found solace in Sarah's cheerful demeanor and shared passion for acting. They quickly became friends, bonding over their love for the craft and their dreams for the future. Sarah began helping Mark practice his lines, bringing her own unique perspective and enthusiasm. She had a natural talent for acting, and her insights helped Mark improve his performance. Despite her role as a cleaner, Sarah's knowledge and passion for acting shone through, inspiring Mark to push through his recovery. During his recovery, Mark had plenty of time to think. He realized that his injury, while unfortunate, was an opportunity to reassess his priorities and approach. He decided to take Ms. Monroe's criticism constructively and committed to improving his acting skills. He practiced his lines and studied the acting books she had given him, focusing on understanding the depth of his characters. Jake and Sarah visited him regularly, helping him with his lines and keeping his spirits up. Jake's unwavering support and Sarah's fresh perspective reminded Mark of the importance of friendship and perseverance. Slowly, Mark began to feel more confident in his abilities and more determined to prove himself. When Mark finally returned to the academy, he was greeted with cheers and encouragement from his classmates. Ms. Monroe gave him a nod of approval, and he knew that she respected his resilience. Mark threw himself into rehearsals with renewed vigor, determined to make up for lost time. As Mark's skills improved, he gained the respect of Ms. Monroe and his peers. His performances became more refined and compelling, showcasing his true potential. This newfound respect was hard-earned and deeply satisfying for Mark, who realized the value of perseverance, humility, and dedication. Sarah's involvement in Mark's recovery and training didn't go unnoticed. Mark was impressed by her talent and passion for acting, and he wanted to help her achieve her dreams. He introduced her to his father, Robert, who was equally impressed. Robert decided to mentor Sarah, helping her navigate the acting world and offering her opportunities to audition for roles. Sarah's journey was not easy, but her determination and talent shone through. With the support of Mark and Robert, she began to make a name for herself in the industry. Her story of resilience and perseverance inspired many, including Mark, who saw in her a reflection of his own struggles and triumphs. Mark's performance improved significantly, and he started landing significant roles in school productions. His dedication and hard work attracted the interest of industry professionals, opening doors for future opportunities. Mark reflected on his journey and the personal growth he had experienced, understanding the importance of hard work and the satisfaction that comes from overcoming challenges. One of the pivotal moments came when Mark was cast as the lead in the Academy's final production of the year. The role was demanding, both physically and emotionally, and Mark poured everything he had into it. The performance was a resounding success, earning him standing ovations and rave reviews. Looking ahead, Mark aimed to become a successful actor based on his merit rather than his family connections. His experiences taught him to embrace challenges and continuously improve his craft. Mark was ready to face the future with confidence, knowing that he had earned his place through hard work and dedication. Mark remained close friends with Jake and Sarah and continued to receive mentorship from his father. They supported each other as they navigated the acting world, driven by their shared passion for the craft. Mark's experiences at the Academy shaped his approach to life and work, guiding him towards a path of empathy, cooperation, and relentless pursuit of excellence. Mark's story emphasized the importance of hard work, humility, and the value of constructive criticism in achieving success. His journey from relying on his family name to earning respect through dedication served as an inspiration to those around him, showing that true success comes from within. With each passing year, Mark continued to grow both as an actor and as a person. He took on diverse roles that challenged him and allowed him to explore different facets of his talent. The lessons he learned from Ms. Monroe, Jake, and Sarah became the foundation of his career. Mark's rise in the acting world was steady and earned. He landed roles in independent films that showcased his range and depth. Industry professionals took notice, and soon he was being offered roles in larger productions. Despite his growing fame, Mark never forgot the importance of hard work and humility. He often spoke at acting workshops and schools, sharing his journey and the lessons he had learned. His story resonated with aspiring actors, many of whom looked up to him as a role model. Mark's emphasis on perseverance and self-improvement inspired a new generation of actors to pursue their dreams with dedication and integrity. Mark's relationship with his father also grew stronger. Robert Kingston was proud of his son's achievements and the man he had become. They often collaborated on projects, with Robert offering his seasoned perspective and Mark bringing his fresh, innovative approach. Their bond was a testament to the power of mutual respect and support. Sarah, too, found success in the acting world. With Robert's mentorship and Mark's unwavering support, she landed her first major role in an independent film that received critical acclaim. Her story of resilience and triumph over adversity inspired many, making her a beloved figure in the industry. As Mark looked to the future, he remained committed to his craft. He continued to seek out challenging roles and projects that pushed him to grow. His experiences taught him that the journey of an actor is one of continuous learning and evolution. Mark was determined to keep pushing his boundaries, always striving to become better. Mark's story was not just about achieving fame, but about the journey of self-discovery and growth. It was about understanding that true success comes from within, and that the respect and admiration of others are earned through hard work and integrity. Mark's journey, from the shadows of his father's fame to his own well-deserved success, was a powerful reminder that anyone can rise above their circumstances and achieve greatness. Be sure to subscribe to Edge of Your Seat Stories and click the notification bell for more captivating mysteries filled with intrigue, romance, and dynamic relationships. Please leave a comment below. Tell us of your stories. Until next time, dream big.